Let's say China.
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 There are no storm movers, and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
You go over to China.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Trump statement, tweeting out insults to Angela Merkel. What's he doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host.
Hello, it is I, James Andrews, and you are listening to So This Happened, quite possibly the only news you will need today. It is Friday. Yep, we made it. It is Friday, the 14th of April, 2017. And right off the bat, United Airlines' bad week just keeps getting worse. It was reported today that a scorpion fell from an overhead compartment onto a man and stung him. And rumour has it the scorpion had just got back from a United Airlines customer service training program. And in Hollywood, Samuel L. Jackson, when hearing about the news, simply said, "Motherfucking scorpions on a plane."
Motherfucker. What? Motherfucker. You owe me some money, motherfucker. You motherfuckers talking about.
Thank you very much, Samuel. Now, this story initially seems really, really bad. Scorpion falls, stings man on the head. That's what it sounds like. But if you actually read the story, this passenger may actually get the Dumbass of the Year award. Read you what he said here. Now, Mr. Bell, who was the gentleman who got stung, was travelling with his wife. And then he said, "While I was eating, something fell in my hair from the overhead above me. I picked it up, and it was a scorpion. And I was holding it out by the tail, so it couldn't really sting me then." Okay. So then another passenger says, "Hey, that's a scorpion and that could actually sting you. It's quite dangerous." So Mr. Bell continues, "So I dropped it on my plate and then I went to pick it up again and that's when it stung me. It got my nail mostly." Why the hell did you pick it up again? It's a bloody scorpion. Put a glass over it, whatever you have to do, but don't pick the damn thing up, especially when someone's sitting next to you and said, "Oh, that's dangerous, it could sting you." You've already moved it from your head, put it on the plate without getting stung, and then you say, "Really, that's dangerous. Let me just pick that up again," and you get stung. I have absolutely no sympathy for you, Mr. Bell. Absolutely none. And then in music news, that really excites me, but really shouldn't excite me, and this is probably not something I should be saying, where however many people are listening to this can hear me say this, but I have really been digging Harry Styles' new single, Sign of the Times. I love it. One Direction? No, I don't. Okay, I quite like some One Direction, if I'm being very honest. But this new song, I really like it. And I wasn't expecting to. I thought, oh, Harry Styles, yeah, okay. It's really good. Honestly, go to iTunes and just download it now. Listen to it. It's really good. Yeah. That's my my advertisement for Harry. You can send the check later. Yesterday, President Trump ordered a bomb, the Moab bomb, the largest weapon besides nuclear in the US artillery. And that was dropped on a mountain in Afghanistan. And the reports coming out of there now is that 36 ISIS fighters were killed. Not a huge amount of people. No civilians, thank God. That bomb cost $16 million. Now, there was a lot of reports on social media that it was $331 million, but what that figure actually referred to was the 20 Moab bombs that the US has. One bomb cost $16 million. That's still a lot of anyone's money, unless you're Donald Trump, and then he probably just carries that around in his pocket. But we'll never know, because we're never going to see his tax returns. Now, I imagine there's probably a better way to spend $16 million. And in fact, I've thought of a few ways to spend $16 million that I think are better than dropping a bomb on Afghanistan. Number one better way to spend $16 million would be to hire P. Diddy to attend your birthday party every single year until 2033. Number 2. Live the rest of your life on a cruise ship. Number 3. You could buy 16 million slices of New York City pizza. Number 4. You could buy Rihanna's mansion. Number 5. You could buy Rednecks. Yes, Rednecks of Cotton Eye Joe fame. The whole band. And finally, you could also become the mayor of your own town by buying one. Cal Nev Ari in Nevada is for sale. It's a shit name, but if you were the mayor of the town, you could change it. I would call it Jamestown or Andrewstown, or I would just keep Cal Nev Ari. And now, we're going to move things in a slightly more serious direction. Trouble is brewing around the world. Tensions with Russia are very high. Tensions with North Korea are even higher. But you will not be surprised to hear that the man who can save us from all this, Donald J. Trump, left this afternoon for his Palm Beach resort. That's right, Donald Trump is once again back in Mar-a-Lago. I suspect he'll probably stop in at Pussy Grabbers for a drink this evening before getting down to the serious business of golf tomorrow. Now I jest, and I come across as slightly angry and bitter about this, perhaps. And I think with good reason. Even people on the right, people who supported Donald Trump, are getting a little bit sick and tired of these continual trips to Florida, to this absolutely gorgeous mansion overlooking the ocean, where relaxation is really all there is to do there. Now, we've been absolutely assured that Mar-a-Lago is kitted out exactly the same as the White House. Videos, interaction with his generals. He can run government just as easily from Mar-a-Lago as he can from Washington, D.C. Whether or not that is true, I don't know. What I do know is that the image portrayed by this isn't great, is it? The president, the commander-in-chief of the U.S. military, his residence is the White House in Washington, D.C. That's the seat of power. Florida is the seat, well, the squishy toilet seat capital. That's because old people live there and they like the squishy seats because they don't like their bums to get sore from sitting on the toilet too long. Because I've heard as you get older, you have to spend more time sitting on the toilet because things don't move quite as easily. Maybe that's why Donald's there. He's quite old, isn't he? To be honest, he is quite old. Maybe the toilet seats are cushier in Florida. Okay, I'm being very sarcastic, and deliberately so, because I think it sends the wrong message. And speaking of sending the wrong message, the airstrikes on Syria, praised by everyone on the left and the right. We had Republicans saying it was great. We had Democrats saying it's great. He's starting to look presidential. Then yesterday we drop that enormous bomb on Afghanistan. Out of the blue. And all of a sudden, everybody around the world who is both our allies and our enemies look at this and say, wow, now there's a weapon that has never ever been used before, besides testing. Why all of a sudden do we use it now? And I'm going to go back to the point I made the other day. I really have a feeling that Donald Trump is loving the feeling of power that he gets from just releasing these massive, massive forces of destruction. There's a lot going on domestically that he has no control over. His border wall is not happening. Healthcare failed miserably. His tax reform isn't going to happen anytime soon because he said healthcare had to happen first so he could shuffle that money around and put it into tax reform. So this president that got elected on the basis of America first is doing anything but right now. All he is doing is international business. North Korea is at the height of all this. It's the birthday this week, or this Saturday actually, of the illustrious leader of North Korea. They have threatened that they're going to do a nuclear weapons test. Don't be surprised if this happens. One madman just dropped the biggest bomb that's been launched since World War II on Afghanistan. Don't be surprised if another madman decides to test an even bigger bomb. And where does this end? I hope that we're all here on Monday to listen to me. And we will be, okay? I mean, this is, you know, I'm exaggerating deliberately. But I am very, very uncomfortable with someone like Donald Trump with his finger on the button, so to speak. He's already shown that he's very happy to just launch missiles here, there, and everywhere. And the big question for me is, when is Congress going to step up and say, hey, let's talk about this a little bit? Because, you know, you did the airstrikes on Syria, and you claimed, you know, national security because that was the only way you could legally launch those missiles. And it was a bit of a stretch, to be honest, because there really was nothing at threat in the US from Syria, let's be honest. Nothing. But then dropping a bomb on Afghanistan, now, there was a resolution in 2001 which allows you to do that. But that's a really, really big bomb to just launch yourself. And tellingly, Donald Trump yesterday referred to the military as my military. No, Donald, no, it's not your military. It's all of our military. And while I'm in a complaining mood, why the hell does all this miserable stuff have to happen on a Friday? You've all had a terribly long work week. All you want to do is come home, have a cocktail, put me on, because that's obviously what you want to do on a Friday night, and have a little bit of a giggle. And I really haven't provided any giggles except for that really shitty Samuel L. Jackson joke right back in the beginning there, which seems like last week now. And I wish I could say Trump Vader was here to, you know, lighten the mood a little bit with one of his ridiculous tweets. But he's not. He has food poisoning. He had a meal last night in Mar-a-Lago and he got food poisoning from that. So, you know, great. So he's not even here. He did send a note. Here, let me see. Where is it? It was an email he sent me. Here we are. No, that's not it. Let's see. Tinder. Ah, there he is. Trump Vader. Okay, let me open that. Okay, it says, Dear James, I apologize for not being there today. I am ill. It was the damn shrimp. Okay. I have included my favorite tweet. It is all true. Okay, and the tweet, this is it. This was Trump Vader's tweet. One by one, we are keeping our promises on the border, on energy, on jobs, on regulations. Big changes are happening. Well, that's a big pile of bullshit, isn't it? And now, sadly, friends, we are at the end of another episode. A fairly depressing episode, I'm sure you will agree. But I'm going to have a brilliant weekend. And I'm going to come back on Monday all refreshed and all happy. And I'll have some little gags and some little giggles. And hopefully Trump Vader will be here. If he's recovered, he should be. No promises, but I'm pretty certain he will be here on Monday. Anyway, it is Easter weekend. So if you follow that religion, happy Easter. Today's Good Friday, which is, I don't know why they call it Good Friday, because it seems like it would be Bad Friday would be a better name for it. But Good Friday is what we have. So listen, have a great weekend, and I will chat with you on Monday.
China.
There are next door neighbors, and you can actually see Russia from land.